Good morning. It's a bit of a different one from me today. One, I'm on a bike. Two, I'm at Headingley Stadium. So why? At 9 a.m. on the 14th of May, about 10,000 runners will set off from here, Headingley Stadium, and will run the first road marathon. I should say road because people say it's the first marathon. There's lots of trail marathons in Leeds. I did one last week. But yeah, the first road marathon that Leeds has had for, I was going to say years, but decades. So it will be a big occasion. Now, starting and finishing at Headingley Stadium, the home of Leeds Rhinos. Rob Burrow played for Leeds Rhinos his entire career, and in 2019 he was diagnosed with motor neuron disease. Now, the marathon is a run for all marathon. It's being held with the Motor Neuron Disease Association and also raising money for the Rob Burrow charity itself. So yeah, it's going to be a great one. There's lots of chat about the hills, so that's why I'm on my bike today. A bit of a route recce, so join me and we will check out what the marathon route is like. Let's see. Oh, and I should say, I'm the 5-hour pacer on the day. So yeah, need to do a recce for that. Got to get these runners up those hills. So let's go. Initial thoughts, that first mile is a little bit uphill and then lovely downhill here to the university. Funny little loop that we do here, but actually I think this will be a really good cheering point, so I really hope that there's some good support out here on the Leeds University campus. The next maybe 5 miles are all uphill, so then it's going to be a long drag out of Leeds, but yeah, at least we'll be on fresh legs on the day. Just in far Headingley now. It's been a drag up out from Leeds. Yeah, it's uphill, just approaching the Lawnswood roundabout, and now it's going to be, we're going to carry on a drag uphill all the way up to Bramhope. So yeah, uphill. There's an up and running here. I'm wondering whether they'll be open on the day. We're going to have 10,000 runners running past their door. After the Lawnswood roundabout, you've got a nice flat stretch coming up past the Brownlee Centre, the Boddington Cycle Circuit. Won't really be able to see much of that, but then you come to Co-op. So keep an eye out for are they called the Starship robots, the delivery robots? They're amazing, we love them so much. So maybe on race day you'll be lucky enough to see one off on a mission. The roads will be closed, so maybe people will send the robots out for their shopping. was a bit of a cheeky hill there. It's a lovely downhill and then back uphill, but we are now in the gorgeous countryside, and hopefully this is the weather that we'll get on the day. We're at a little bit of a high point here. Keep an eye out for that last section for red kites. We just had one circling the sky above us and it's so lovely. We've got some big downhills to go now. So a descent here down to the main road, the A660, and then down Cresgeld. So that'll be a really lovely descent. We'll go all the way down to the bottom and out and back in Arthington, and then back to Otley to start the big climb that people are talking about. Let's see. It's as bad as they say. That is a really fun bit of the course. Coming down Cresgeld will just be really lovely. We'll float down there, and if you keep your eyes out across to the left, you'll just see views of the gorgeous countryside. And then we turn right at the bottom for this out and back in Arthington. If you again keep your eyes left, you'll see views across to Armscliff Crag. Just a gorgeous place to run. This bit of the route is spectacular. We've just quickly stopped in Otley, but yeah, the key thing for that section that we've just ridden, so from the turnaround point in Arthington, you come through Poole all the way to Otley. It's relatively flat, few little dips and rises, but predominantly flat and beautiful. Look out to your right for the Arthington Viaduct and again Armscliff Crag. It's just stunning. But if you use that section along there, make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're properly fueled, because you've got the long climb coming. So we're about to rejoin the A660 and head all the way up the Chevin. So it's a long, steady climb. It is going to be hard because we're so far into the marathon at this point, but it's totally doable if you're fueled, if you're hydrated. A definite drag, but if you've fueled correctly, the first bit's tough. It really does flatten out in the middle. That's got to only be a couple of % gradient there, so I think that's something thought to hold on to. And then just as you get to the sign here welcoming you to the hamlet of Upper Old Poolbank, it ramps up again, and on this corner is the hardest bit. There's a sharp little bit at the top, but then you're at the top of the hill, then it flattens out. So I don't think it's too bad really, not as bad as I was thinking that it would be. I've been up here many a time, but not thinking how would I feel this late on into a marathon, you know, with sort of 18, 19 miles in my legs coming up here. I think we'll be all right, guys. We come up the hill from here, but the whole way up, you just have these spectacular views. Looking out towards Armscliffe Crag, and you've got Shevin Forest Country Park on your right, and it'll be traffic free. So that will be a real treat. Well, it's not all downhill on the way back. So from Golden Acre Park, there's one drag, and then there's a second drag up into Addle. So yeah, not completely easy off the top of the Shevin, but with 3 miles to go, so we're just a bit closer than that at the moment, just here at Boddington. But yeah, a really nice 3 mile downhill stretch on the way back. So just got to get up those hills and then make it back. Let's get back to the stadium. And here we are back at the start. That was awesome. It was so good to see what the route is going to be like on the day. It's made me really excited for it. I don't think it's as bad as people are talking about. It is lumpy. It's not a flat road marathon. Probably no PBs, but it's certainly going to be a wonderful day. Hopefully we get weather like this, because the countryside around Leeds definitely looked incredible.